We are looking at a good month for retail sales, it appears. I'll get the breakdown in just a second, but right now we see headline retail sales up 0.6%. I'll be waiting for the revisions to that. Retail sales always heavily revised. Ex-autos up 0.4%, and ex-autos and gas up 0.6, which is good because we know gas prices fell, so that's still a lot. The retail sales control group, which is what goes into GDP, up 0.8. That after an initially reported 0.4 in the month of November, so that is double what was what we saw last month, and it's 4 times what was expected. Quickly looking at import prices, they were flat on the month after a decline in November, and ex-petroleum flat on the month. So no inflation pressures coming in from those. And one other data point I want to give you before we get to the breakdowns of this stuff is mortgage applications. We haven't paid a lot of attention to that for quite some time for obvious reasons. They were up 10.4% last week after 9.9% the week before. So we've seen a little backup in rates, and we're seeing some results in the mortgage market.
We've had a few extra seconds to chew over the number. Do they look as good as they look on the surface?
They do. All those pretty coats you guys are wearing in Davos, I know you picked up probably in December. Clothing and clothing accessory stores were up 1.5%. That's the leader during the month. So you did your part for the U.S. economy. Gasoline stations down 1.3%. No surprise there. Gasoline prices continue to fall and take away from inflation. We saw motor vehicles up 1.1%. But even without the motor vehicle component, retail sales were strong. Food services up 0.6, so that is also good. Building materials up 0.4. I keep saying also good. Pretty much all of these are good except for health and personal care stores down 1.4%. Department stores were up 3%. That is a strong number after there were expectations that maybe people weren't buying as many goods at the holiday time. Non-store retailers, your Amazons, etc., up 1.5%. But food service and drinking places were flat on the month. No increase there. So I'm not sure. Maybe you guys bought coats instead of drinks during the month.
Mike, I just want to finish up because we were talking about what are the most important indicators to really be watching. Was it the jobless claims that are going to be the sort of leading light, or is it going to be some of these retail sales, the consumer continuing to spend? Do you hear more economists paying more attention to indicators like this that are coming in much stronger than many people expected?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about whether the economy is slowing down or picking up, and this fits into the picking up camp. And so we'll see whether that starts to get incorporated in people's views of GDP for the quarter and for the future. We should get an Atlanta Fed GDP Now number out reasonably soon this morning, and it should go up. I want to point out that the retail sales control group I had said was up 0.4 in November. The revision is up 0.5. So even stronger sales in November and strong sales in December give everybody something to look at. Now, yesterday, Chris Waller made a lot of news by saying that 6 rate cuts were ridiculous, and this is kind of supporting that view at this point. The Fed is not going to be cutting rates if the economy is this strong. So we'll see next week when we get to PCE numbers. They'll add in services to these good spending numbers, and we'll see how overall strong the U.S. consumer is.